Alright lads, it's come to my attention that JP Anniversary is right around the corner, which means that JP's new summer event is right around that corner, which means I can take this time to talk about some characters in the game that I would finally like to see get their summer versions. And honestly, we don't have as many options as you would think. 10 years into the game, and there's not a whole lot of, different female characters that I would say that I'm interested in that don't have a summer version. I mean, as I was going through, I was like, oh, I would love to see like a summer Bargus, and I was like, wait a minute, no, Bargus already has a banger summer version. I was like, well, what about Tomoe? I was like, oh, Tomoe also already has a banger summer version. And then there were some of them where I was like, well, I guess Ureshkigal has a summer version already. Same thing for Morgan. I guess they're technically tacked on to other characters, so I don't think they count. But I'm still going to take this time to just rant and rave about the characters that I would like to see and give my reasonings for why I would love to see these summer versions. So strap in, get comfortable, and as per usual, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And also, leave your thoughts in the comments down below as well. What are some summer characters that you're looking forward to? And maybe I inspire you and pill you on some of these characters that you would also like to see. Now, starting off first, we have literally just God. Akasha, God of the series. I want to see this character in a swimsuit. Not the other, regular Ryogi Shiki. Look, I know the Tight Moon fans would hang me on a tree if they were like, no, you cannot have the married lady get a swimsuit version. Because, understandably, people are like, Shiki, already happily married, has a kid, all that good stuff. I get that, alright? I'm willing to meet the Karo Kyokai fans halfway. Technically, this is Akasha, right? Not the same person. And don't you want to... I mean, we already have her with, like, rabbit bunny ears. Surely you would like to see God in a swimsuit. Like, that would just be hilarious, amusing. I just want to see it for those reasons in particular. Now, am I going to be losing my marbles if this does happen? No, but it's just kind of like a funny entry for me that I think it'd be humorous. I just think it'd be really funny. So that's my first entry. Then, I don't really care if it's Atalanta or Atalanta Alter. I don't really care. They're both cute. If I had to make a personal preference, I do like Atalanta Alter just a little bit more because she has a real character in Lost Belt 1, as much of a real character she can be compared to whatever was going on in Apocrypha. Like, I have no idea what Atalanta was doing in there. She started off seemingly normal and then just kinda lost her mind. Understandably, if you know her lore, but still kinda just went a little off the deep end. But regardless, they're both cute anime catgirl women, right? Who doesn't want to get a swimsuit Atalanta or Atalanta Alter? And we already have this one that I believe came out during Summer 1 that I think is a really good basis to work with. So, you either give me this Atalanta and I'm pretty happy, or you give me Atalanta Alter and I'm a bit more ecstatic, but realistically, I couldn't care less. Give me one or the other. I think we could also have a very funny scenario where, say, Atalanta's on Banner 1, Atalanta Alter is on, Banner 2. We could have a little bit of banter between the two of them. We did get that with both of the Jeans, where they put out both of them for Summer 3. Jean Alter was the free-to-play, and normal Jean was the 5-star on the first banner, because the second banner was BB. But if you're like, nah, there's no way they would give us two of the same character, way ahead of you on that one. Already did the research, already remembered. I was there playing the game when they dropped the double Jean Wombo combo. So if they did it once, they can definitely do it again. But if I'm really gunning for one of them, I would prefer Atalanta Alter, but I'm not going to complain if we get, normal Atalanta as well. Next, this is just a moneymaker, right? I mean, I've said this numerous times, but Zenobia literally checks everybody's box. Like, she's got a box that you like, all right? She's thick in both departments. It's a tan lady, and she has abs as well. Like, and she's nice. Like, she's a nice lady as well. I mean, like, what's not to like about Zenobia? Why is this character not more popular? It boggles my mind that this character does not have thousands of pieces of fan art out there. Like, they're still popular, but not as much as you would have thought. Like, when this character dropped, I was expecting, Twitter and places to be going ablaze, but it didn't quite fully hit as hard as it did, which is why we probably don't have a summer version of this character. But I'm telling you, you give me a summer character, you give me summer Zenobia, it's gonna be heat. I can already tell you why. Because Zenobia already has banger outfits. Look, we have that summer CE, but then look at this. Her heroic spirit portrait is a banger outfit, all right? This is good. She's even rocking the shades and everything. You still got pieces from her original outfit integrated in here with the chains and stuff. I think this looks dope. I think Zenobia could be a fantastic choice, you know, to make some fat stacks from Lysangle and, you know, make everybody happy. So if you want to give me that, I'll be happy. Now, these are kind of out of order, not in the, you know, order that I want them in, but just in the order of, you know, as I was kind of going through each class and looking for characters I wanted. This is the one that I want the most. If you guys don't know, I am a huge fan of both Lancer Artoria and Lancer Artoria Alter, and it is absolutely criminal that this character right here, despite igniting the entire fan base with this exact CE you're looking at, Royal Icing. I mean, if there's a character you like, they have probably been put into the Royal Icing outfit. And despite all that, this character maybe has 100 words of total dialogue and FGO story. I mean, they're in London, and they're in 2.5 seconds of Lost Belt 5. No idea how that happens. I mean, it is the normal Lancer Artoria, except she's the king of the Wild Hunt. If you don't know what that is, I mean, that's some Odin, Norse mythology, afterlife. We bring all these famous people together, and we just go hunt stuff down, and it's just like an awesome time, right? She's in charge of that. She's also got Ranga Miniad, but evil, right? And I mean, everybody loves Salter, right? This is just like the Salter to normal Lancer Artoria. So, like, dude, what's up? What's good? How do we have not just Lancer Artoria, but now we have Bunny Artoria as well? And this character has, like, one buff in the game. Like, Lancer Artoria and Bunny Artoria are both phenomenal characters right now on JP. They both received oogles amounts of buffs to make them fantastic characters. This one left by the wayside, which, you know what? I'm fine. I'm tired of coping on characters and, you know, hoping that eventually, once in a blue moon, that Tucson will shine his beckoning light onto a character that I like and give them a good buff. Because sometimes he does. He shines his light down on them and then they get nothing or close to nothing. Where it's like, dude, thanks. Thanks for dropping the 30 stars. And, you know, you'll get some people that'll say, this is crazy. She could do 1 turn of crits. But it's like, then you just immediately forget about it, right? It's like one of those forgettable buffs. So, I'm willing to let that go. But if you give me a summer version of this character, Tucson, I will reinstate the son status, all right? You can go back to being my dad. But if you don't, I'm divorcing myself from the family, all right? This is probably the one that I want the most. Maybe there is 1 or 2 others that are very close, so I'll keep this tab open just in case when we get to those. Now, I would love a summer Kagetora. I think it's pretty warranted. I almost didn't include her in this, though, because despite the fact that I really want a summer Kagetora, I feel like she really got a lot of love in the Ruler Yugioh Kenshin unit, because this unit is phenomenal. They're insanely good, and all of their Ascensions are really good. I mean, I know everybody loves this one. I see just infinite fan art for Ascension 2. But Ascension 1 is not bad. I mean, this is pretty dope looking. I really like what they've done here. And then for like a proper Bishamoten, like a proper god, you know, Kagetora, Yugioh Kenshin, whatever you want to call her, I think this is dope. It's also really funny because her sprite goes into the stratosphere, right? So she doesn't even fit on the screen anymore. Same thing with the first Ascension. Her sword is, or I guess lance, is so long that it's like poking the enemy party. It's hilarious. Like, it's really funny. But they got a lot of love on this one. All 3 designs are really good, that I almost feel like the love would be better shared to other characters who don't get as much love. But I would be remiss if I didn't include her in a list like this, talking about summer characters I would love to see, because I just love Kagetora. Like, who doesn't love absolutely insane, crazy, battle-hungry women? I mean, I love him as much as the next guy. I probably love him more than the next guy. So, again, I'd be kind of a fraud if I didn't include Kagetora on this list. Now, I've been kind of ranting and raving for the past year or 2 about getting a summer Medusa. This is the 10th anniversary of FGO, all right? We've gotten Artoria love. We've gotten Gilgamesh love. We got Emiya. You know, Ku, one of the best low-rarity characters in the game. What about Medusa? They gave Medusa a buff, and it's alright. You know, it's okay. But it's not going to be, you know, causing anybody to crack their Medusa out of their second archive and start busting her out, right? Sure, we got Medusa Saber. You know, she's pretty good. Gorgon, after her most latest buff, she's pretty good. Anna, we don't want to have to talk about Anna. But Medusa, we can fix this unit by just giving her a banger summer outfit, right? And as one of the OG Fate Stay Night characters, which even if I'm not the biggest fan of Fate Stay Night, I can acknowledge we wouldn't be here right now if Fate Stay Night did not blow up in the way it did. So we gotta pay our respects to the OG. And Medusa's hot. Think about it this way as well. Because of people like, say, UDK Bargist, or say the summer version of Sith, where they have, you know, their swimsuit outfit, they've got like a battle outfit, and then they've also got like a practical outfit. Like, you know, Bargist has the maid outfit. What if one of Medusa's ascensions was like the librarian ascension? Peak, all right? Absolute cinema. Tell me I'm wrong that would not go absolutely crazy. You know, you can give everybody, you know, the swimsuit, right? She could be hot in that. You know, you could give her the librarian one. That would also be a banger. I just want to see them get creative in what they could throw Medusa in, because bro, they've already gotten real creative with Medusa's outfits. I mean, she has so many CEs, right? She's got so many of these, where she's in so many different outfits, all of them absolute bangers. So you know what? I know that the reason we haven't gotten Summer Medusa in 10 years is not because they don't want to give her anything, but they're just too far in the tank. Like, they're cooking way too hard. They just don't know what idea they want to go with. They actually have too many ideas for Summer Medusa, probably. So I'm just going to bet that for 10th anniversary, big ups, we're going to be getting our Summer Medusa. So I'm really hoping on that one. Boudica, this is a classic one, okay? I think there's not a single Boudica hater out there. Like, I'm willing to bet my life on that one. There's not a single Boudica hater out there on the, you know, in the world. If we get a Summer like Boudica, we'll all be happy. But if you've been playing the game since year 2, like myself, you will know that in Summer 2, they teased this Avenger Boudica, where she was like, I'm gonna get my vengeance on Nero, all the Romans, I'm gonna get my own summer character, and it just has not happened. And I have no idea why. My personal speculation, and this doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but we aren't getting a summer passion lift because Takeuchi keeps shooting down the ideas. And I wonder if it's something similar. People keep cooking with the hot redhead, and then they just can't get it by Takeuchi. He just keeps shutting it down. But look, we already have the tried and true theory. Look at how good Boudica looks in this old CE, all right? I'm telling you, if we get a Summer Boudica, she's gonna be flames. It's gonna be awesome. If you have not experienced Boudica's character, bro, go do some interludes, read her dialogue. She's a sweet lady, all right? This is literally like, look, people will be like, Raiko's my mommy or whatever. Look, Raiko is ballistically out of your mind. If you want an actual mommy character, you go to Boudica. She cooks, she's nice, she'll listen. I mean, this is the character you want. This is the pristine mommy character in the game. And they're not out of their mind. You might be saying, ZTL, don't you love crazy women? And I will say yes. But sometimes you gotta take a little bit of a break from the crazy women. You know, operating around crazy women all the time, it gets a little mentally exhausting, all right? But I do think a Summer Boudica could go ballistically hard. And what is that? Do you see who's in the background of the Boudica over here? It's the one that I think can give Lancer Alter for me a run for her money. I want a Summer Medea, right? I want this so bad. And it's more tragic to me because if you don't know, the VA for Medea actually passed away. And that was brought to my attention because I had heard about it, but I didn't think about the fact that because she passed away, they probably aren't going to do a Summer Medea because they would have to recast. And, you know, I'm just not sure if that's something they want to do with such an iconic character, which means this will always now be something that I will forever want and will probably never get. But a man can dream. What if, I don't know, someone in the comments down below can tell me what they could do, because you know what, I don't want them to like try to put her voice together with AI or something, right? I think that's a little disrespectful for the deceased voice actor of Medea. I wouldn't want them to do something like that. But if somebody has a solution in the comments, I would love to hear it in a way that doesn't disrespect this voice actor that put in the work in bringing this character to life. How are we going to get that done, right? Because again, don't want to disrespect their legacy, but I do want the Summer Medea. Now, I don't want the Summer Medea more than I'm willing to disrespect their legacy. So if they're going to do something where it's going to kind of step on her toes or whatever, I'm fine. I don't need it or anything. But if somebody is big brain enough in the comments and they could figure out a way to bridge the gap on that too, let me know in the comment section down below. Because if you can give me some copium that does not step on her toes, that does not, you know, not ruin the legacy, but you know what I'm saying? You want to be respectful, right? You don't want to be like, yeah, thanks for voicing this character for 20 years. All right, now we're just going to replace you with AI or something. I don't want to hear any of that, right? Like, I don't think that just feels kind of rude and disrespectful. But if someone has a solution, let me know so I can start coping again on Summer Medea, because this is something that I need in my life. Because Medea, you guys don't know, she's up there for me. She's like top 5. Because not only is she an evil woman, but she's somehow also a nice lady. It's literally just like Jalter. Jalter, evil lady, but she's secretly super nice and super cute. I don't know how they keep getting away with it. I mean, Morgan, same way. They just keep getting away with it, and I'm going to let them keep getting away with it. Because the more they keep getting away with it, the more I win. So, someone in the comments, give me copium for Summer Medea, alright? Give me the copium so I could believe again. Sanzo, I just like Sanzo. I just like Sanzo a lot. There's like nothing in particular here. I just always really liked this CE that they paired with Summer Jean, and then eventually we got Summer Jean during year 3, and I was like, okay, where's Summer Sanzo? Where's the funny lady from Journey to the West? Or I guess it's supposed to be a funny dude, but they flipped it around. But you get what I'm saying. Where's the funny dude from Journey to the West, right? I want to see this. I feel like we get some really funny dialogue from Sanzo, right? Because in Summer 2, the whole point was Sanzo and Raika were going around trying to make sure that everybody was wearing nice clothes and whatever. They were like the public decency or something? The Office of Public Decency or something like that? Goofy. It was like really funny. So if we can now get Sanzo on board on that, maybe revive that Office of Public Decency, and now we have Summer Raiko and Summer Sanzo, I just think that'd be really enjoyable, right? It's not a high priority for me, but, you know, Sanzo looks good. I mean, Sanzo's hot. Let's not kid ourselves. So if we could get a summer version of her, I'd be really happy. Now, very close in line with Lancer Artoria and Medea, you guys know. You know. Me, I love Huion to bits. If Huion has one fan, I am that one fan. If Huion has no fans, I have passed away. I am dead. Because I will always ensure that there is somebody on Team Huion. And now look, there were no Huion lovers when she initially came out. It was just me. And then we started getting some of these CEs, the newly released Maid CE that's coming out for the Under the Same Sky or over the, whatever the celebration's called on JP. We got that. We got this for, I think it's one of the upcoming summer events, or I think we already got it. Look, I can't tell. But we got it, and I saw everybody splurging around, right? Everybody was losing their minds, and I had to just sit there and contain myself because everybody was like, oh, dude, this Huion character is great. Meanwhile, me, love this character since day one. Give her a summer outfit. I think it would be super adorable. In fact, I don't think my little heart could take it, but you know what? I want it anyway. I want to get a summer Huion so I can say that she's pretty, and then she blushes, and then it's just going to be a great time. It'll just be awesome, all right? So just give me the summer Huion. Tucson, I'm telling you, you got to make it happen, right? If I don't, look, I know Summer Medea, kind of a long shot. I know Lancer Alter, you probably don't even remember she exists. But you keep giving Huion CEs. You guys do remember this character is real. Dude, in one of her events, she actually has her own story PV. Y'all were like banking on this character, right? You guys gave her like a whole thing for the event that was like 2 chapters long, all right? Clearly, they got something for this character, so I'm Tucson right now, buddy? This summer, make it happen, all right? If I can't have Medea, if I can't have Lancer Alter, I better see Huion otherwise. I'm gonna do something. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do something, and you're not gonna like it, all right? But then, I guess moving on from Huion, I feel like it's about time that we got a Summer Nightingale. I'm not the biggest fan of Nightingale, but I also think that she suffers from bad art, because Nightingale's art, I think we can all agree, ain't the best. But as soon as you put Nightingale in the hands of anybody else, I mean, you just make banger servant, right? Like, just immediately bang. I mean, this was like one of the first CEs she got. When I saw this, I was like, wait, hold on. Nightingale is really pretty. Never mind, I get it. I understand it completely, because I like Nightingale's character, but all she needed was to be drawn a little bit better, and then, I mean, you guys all know, as soon as we got the Halloween CE, people lost their minds. I mean, this is this is Royal Icing 1.0. This is the original everybody loses their mind over a suit. And then even then, in like different outfits, right? Like I even like this one on Nightingale. I think this is nice. It's like a neat little outfit that they got on her. Although the art style's a little quirky or whatever, but it's still good. I think it's about time we got ourselves our Summer Nightingale. I feel like she's one of the early main characters that a lot of people will get attached to, because, you know, you move to America and that's when the story kind of starts to get a little real. You know, Nightingale's with you the whole time. She's pretty memorable, I would say. She's really cool in the Dante's manga. If you don't know, there is a oh, what is it called? There is a Count of Monte Cristo. I'm forgetting what it's called, though, but there is a manga for that, and like Nightingale gets to fight Dante's, and it's like super cool and everything. They put her in cool stuff, right? Like Nightingale's one of the more memorable servants early on. So you know what? Give her a summer version. It's not something that I'm personally gonna be losing my mind over, but I would like to see her kind of get a little bit of respect. You know, she's one of those old head characters. Might as well toss her in there, and let's be honest, it would be nice to have a Nightingale in the game that's actually good. And then finally, this is just for Guna reasons. I just want a big Tiamat summer version. I just want big Tiamat. Just big Tiamat. That's all I want. Don't really care. I know what's going to happen. They're going to give me one ascension of small Tiamat, maybe two, but I'm willing to concede that if I'm able to get big Tiamat, you know, if I'm able to get the big one, because I know that will go unbelievably crazy. Because the one thing I'm not the biggest fan of for Tiamat is I like her designs, but I'm not a huge fan that the sprite has the big horns on it. I kind of wish I could toggle that off. It makes her really large. So I'm almost hoping that if we get a summer version, we could just get like, hey, look at this. How hard would it be to do this? There's no wings. You make, you know, normal lady, you know, just throw her out there like that. That's what I'd like to see. Just give me that for summer. And if, you know, you don't give me a summer Tiamat, just give me that as a clippable option. Let me just take that as an outfit I could do. Now, also, I was going to put Draco over here, but I just feel like Draco is very unlikely to get a summer version. I don't know why. I'm more than willing to be proven wrong on that one, but I feel like they're not going to give us a summer Draco, because part of me feels like she would have to stay a beast, right? Because otherwise it's not Draco anymore. Like, that's the whole point. And they're really going to give us just a third beast character. The third beast character is going to be a summer character. I guess the second beast character is Summer Ereshkigal, Space Ereshkigal, and what is her other name? Like Agni, something like that, from Yugioh Call 3. But I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's just not going to happen. More than willing to be proven wrong on that one, because Big Draco is hot. Like, I think we could all agree on that. And I would love a summer Draco, but I just don't think it's really going to happen. But look, if you're asking me, the big ones that I want to see, Nightingale's kind of out of respect. Tiamat, I just want to see it because, look, that's just for Guna reasons. But if I could get Medea, that's like the dream. That's like the Hail Mary throw. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's possible. More than willing for somebody to give me Copium in the comment section down below. But outside of Coping, I would love to get a Huion. Would absolutely love that. I would go balls deep on that banner. Even though I can't spend money on JP, I would find a way. All right, I'm going to get my grubby little mitts on that summer Huion so I could throw Grails at her, so I could throw the gold foes at her, and I don't care who is in that grand position, they're getting dethroned. If it's Grand Berserker, sorry Ibuki, thank you for all the help you've done on the account, but rest in piss bozo. It's summer Huion time, alright? Don't care who it is, they're getting replaced, although ideally I would like it to be one of the other classes that I don't have to replace a character in. But that being said, and then I would also really like to get Lancer Artoria. Just think we could get some real banger designs out of that one. So let me know in the comment section down below, what summer characters are you hoping for this year? Or maybe the summer character this year will be End of Service, although I really highly doubt it, considering that Sakurai is slated to start writing Part 3. We know they're going to be doing a Part 3, and boy howdy, we know that Sakurai loves to just write and yap about things, so this game is not going anywhere for a fat minute if Sakurai is going to be helming the story. So who are you wanting to see? Who do you think we're going to get? Or do you think it's going to be a curveball? You think we're going to get Summer Astolfo, right? They're going to give some people some femboy action. I don't know if they would do that, right? I don't know. Because would they count Astolfo as a male character and give him the costume treatment? Or would they just fully give him like a different like summer servant? Because he's counted, like I know he's a dude. but they have him as gender unknown. So, like, what do you guys... You think Summer Astolfo is a thing we could actually get, or do you think he's just gonna get a costume? Actually, let me let you guys also debate that in the comment section down below, because I'm not actually sure. I have no idea how they would handle, like, the femboy characters, for lack of a better term. Do you think they would get their own summer version, or do you think they would just toss them a costume and call it a day? I don't really know. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. There's a separate discussion. So I'm gonna need some Medea copium from you guys. You'll have to Schrodinger's femboy for summer, I guess. You can let me know your thoughts on that one. Let me get some takes on that. And then let me know who you guys want to have as the summer characters this year. So those are some of my characters. Maybe it jogs some memory for you guys, give you some history on the game that you didn't know of. But with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You guys have yourselves a nice day, and I'll catch y'all on the flippity floppity.